Hello everybody, SlimKirby here, and welcome to my final video of 2019, which means it is time for another Top 10 Projects video for the year. 2019 was an interesting year for the SlimKirby channel, if anything, just on the sole fact that this was the first year in a while that I didn't have daily uploads. Sure, there was a lot of additional and bonus content, thank you Sonic Adventure 2 and my Twitch archive channel, but this year really only saw the release of 13 projects, perhaps a bit on the lighter side of things when compared to the past few years. However, I still tried to give it my all and managed to complete a fair number of games this go around. If anything, this was probably one of the more diverse years in a while. Sure, there were still a fair number of platformers on the dock, and a pretty significant helping of Mario games, as usual, but I was pleasantly surprised to see the results of not just my own list, but also the voting you guys have been doing behind the scenes as well. It gets me excited to look towards the future and see what you guys will think of my next projects for 2020, and even beyond that. Before we begin, as usual, I want to stress that the following list is based on my own opinion, and my opinion alone. Obviously, everyone will have a different say or belief on what they think was my best project or their own personal ranking, and that's fine. The following is just my own opinion. If you want to talk about your own rankings, feel free to do so in the comments section after the video. I like seeing what you guys think and have to say about my work. It really helps me as a content creator and gives me ideas on how not only to improve my content on a general scale, but it may also help schedule some projects ahead of others if it seems like more people are interested in a certain game or series. So without further delay, let's get into this year's list. Number 10 might seem quite low in a year with only 13 projects, but I have to say, out of all the Crash Bandicoot playthroughs I've done on my channel so far, Crash Bandicoot Warped is probably the one I'd consider to be front-runner at this point. I just had a lot of fun recording this game, and I think I really had a neat approach to how I went about 100% completing it. It was the first time I really went the full mile and focused on the time trial relics, something I'd only briefly touched on in the first two games, as they weren't relevant in their PS1 counterparts compared to the Insane trilogy, but because Crash 3 made the relics a staple of the series, I felt it only right to include them, and I think I had a pretty good method to covering them. This project officially closed out the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy, and although the future of the Bandicoot is uncertain in terms of new content and further remakes, the question of other playthroughs has been tossed around, and there might be some consideration there, but let me focus on a certain racing game first. If I jumped over that crystal, I would have been mad. Okay, we did it. We made it. We made it somehow. Ugh. It was at this moment, this exact precise moment, that SlimKirby realized he had screwed up. Wait. Did it give me the box gem? I don't think it gave me the box gem. Come on! I'm so mad right now, guys. I'm so mad. Oh, Clementine, I'm going to miss the hell out of you. We first met in 2014 when I decided on a whim to Let's Play The Walking Dead on my YouTube channel for Halloween. I'm sure a lot of people questioned that decision at first, especially when you take a look at my other content and how it compares with the series. Yes, I am the first to admit that The Walking Dead is very niche. The much lower view counts on these videos is evidence enough, but dang it, I fell in love with the series because of my Let's Play, and it would have not felt right if I didn't see it through to the end. And the fourth and final season, I honestly thought it was pretty good. Some of the decisions were questionable, and I don't think it quite got the same quality as the first season, but damn it, it came pretty close for me. Overall, I was satisfied with the conclusion of Clementine's saga, and I was satisfied with the entire series as a whole. Thank you, Skybound and former workers of Telltale. Thank you for all of your hard work on a story I fell in love with.
You name it. It was your idea.
Texas. We're calling it Texas.
You can't just name it Texas.
Fine. Texas 2.
I want to help rebuild our school.
You will, 10. We all will. We can start as soon as we get back. Let's get home to Texas 2.
You can't just name it Texas. I've got 5 words for you. The pinnacle of game design. That phrase, probably not something you'd immediately think of when taking a look at Donkey Kong Land 3. And that's because it's more of a meme that came with my off-the-wall commentary for this playthrough, but I think the commentary is what made Donkey Kong Land 3 kind of an unforgettable project for me. Let's be real here, games with only 10 or less videos, mini projects if you will, don't exactly have a great track record for making it high on these lists. Heck, even number 8 in this year's list is still the bottom half by pure definition. This is probably a good enough argument for splitting up the list into 2 categories, one for main projects and one for mini projects, but maybe that's a topic for another time. Getting back to Donkey Kong Land 3 though, I just had a lot of fun with this one. It's not a spectacular game by any means, definitely an improvement on its 2 predecessors, but I think this playthrough is proof that you don't need to be playing a masterpiece to be having fun playing a video game. Just make the most of what you are playing and just try to have a good time with it. Hell, in reading comments from the voting video, I was happy just seeing some people saying that they were voting for this game just because of how fun the commentary was, and that actually made me smile a bit. Maybe Donkey Kong Land 3 is the pinnacle of game design, just not for the same reasons that you would expect, I guess. Here, let's do this. Bonk. Oh, it was on the house. Okay, so I could have used... So basically I had a Kitty way and a Dixie way to get up here. That's kind of clever. It's very simple, but it's clever. And that's what good game design is. They even have instances of good game design in Donkey Kong Land 3 of all games. Who knew that Donkey Kong Land 3 was the pinnacle of good game design? I wouldn't have figured that out. Even with Mario Party 3 being absent on this list, we were still able to get some Mario Party this year in the form of Mario Party Star Rush. Star Rush has always been one of those very interesting Mario Party titles for me. It largely wasn't what people were really wanting from a Mario Party game, but an attempt was made to try something new and creative, and I think the game hit the mark where it needed to. Nintendo is slowly making their way back to Mario Party's classic roots and is starting to focus more on the online aspect of their games as well, especially with Super Mario Party, so maybe we'll be back to where we need to be soon. Otherwise, I did have a lot of fun with this title, and it was nice to give you guys a taste of what this game had to offer. Mario Party Star Rush, a pretty damn good game, I must say. Or I could just go for Toadette and just have a team of Toads. Toad Team, most powerful team. It's true, I read about it in a movie once. Wait, hold on. I read about it in a movie once. I think there's something wrong with my way of viewing movies. Oh, God. That's a SlimKirbyism if that's ever a thing. If there's one name you can expect on this list every year, and in most cases, a name you will probably see a couple of times, it's going to end up being the portly plumber himself, Mario. I think that's an occurrence we'll just have to continue to expect as we move on, though, because as long as the dude keeps making games, not to mention good quality games that I love and enjoy playing, it'll probably be a long time before I make it through the dude's huge backlog of titles, especially with new ones popping up around every corner. Super Mario 3D Land was the platformer I tackled this year, and despite being a 3D Mario title that went a little light on the open worldness of other games like 64, Sunshine, and the Galaxy games, it was a fun romp and breeze to go through. The difficulty challenge of the game might seem a bit lacking, particularly with the brokenness of the Super Leaf, but I'm still kind of stunned on how well it works and feels on a handheld system. You think that kind of stuff would be hard to emulate on a 3DS, but Super Mario 3D Land makes it work, and makes it work in spades. You know, this is a pretty pink airship. I think it's kind of cool that Boom Boom has a feminine side. You know, he can have, like, any kind of color airship he wants. Wow, even his chambers are also pink. Wait a minute, that's not Boom Boom. That's Bam Bam. Okay, her actual name is Pom Pom. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. I'm probably gonna be calling her Bam Bam through the entire project, so do not be offended if I do, because I just think Bam Bam's a funnier name. It goes along with Boom Boom, I think, a lot better than Pom Pom. After having a lot of fun with the first Sonic Adventure 2 years ago, I knew it was about time to finally start covering Sonic Adventure 2, a game that I had been wanting to do on my channel since pretty much when I started doing Let's Plays. However, my only hesitance for covering this game was the fact that I wanted to go all out and get all 180 emblems in this game as well. I guess you could look at the first Sonic Adventure project as a test drive for this Let's Play, and after that test drive was successful, I knew I had to take a chance and run with the sequel. And my god, what a run it was, being perhaps the largest playlist of this year in terms of general content. Now, I will go ahead and say it, I don't think this was close to being my best work of this year, and upon reflection, I kind of wish I would have handled the emblem grinding streams a bit differently. However, when you consider the fact that this is a 180 emblem Let's Play of Sonic Adventure 2, that's not exactly a common thing to see on YouTube. The dedication of this feat is definitely there, and I enjoyed the extra bit of work I did when putting together the emblem and A-rank stuff together for the post-game content. It was a long-time goal of mine to do a 100% playthrough of this game, and in 2019, I can safely say that that goal has been achieved. Now, if I could only figure out a system for Dynasty Warriors 3 and Animal Crossing. This is just the end of the level. Well, I guess we go into the end of the level anyway. Why does it matter? Like, wait, did I just go... I'm stuck! I've never done that before. As a content creator, one of the biggest fears is that something you are looking forward to doesn't really respond or resonate well with your audience. In the case of Lemmings, I honestly had that fear, but man, did it dissipate quickly. Sure, it helped that it was a game I had a lot of personal nostalgia with as a kid, and it's something I was quite familiar with on a personal level. Plus, it's a level-centric puzzle game, which is kind of my jam to begin with, so I think it was a perfect fit for me, my channel, and my commentary style. I was really happy I could finally show this game off for you guys, and cover a game that has a very special meaning to me in my childhood. I still remember playing this game with my dad when I was still small enough to sit on his lap, and we would try to figure out the best way to beat each level together. Sure, I probably didn't contribute as much being a kid and all, but it was an occasion where gaming brought family together. I think the best part of this project, though, was seeing you guys respond so well to that Let's Play as well, going as far as to ask me to cover more games of the series, and even some custom-made dedicated ROM hacks as well. There will definitely be more Lemmings in the future, but how much and to what capacity? I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Or maybe a builder Lemming will just make his own bridge to it. We'll just have to see. See, this way we can just build up to that. What the hell? He's above the exit! Oh my god. Why is he not going in? Oh my god, this is a disaster. Get in there! Oh my god. Why are they not going in? The exit's right there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know how I made that work. That level was a disaster in every single way. It had to happen at some point, so let it be known that 2019 is the year I finally finish a sub-series of Mario. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally caught up with the Mario Kart series. So I'm going to put my cards on the table here and say that Mario Kart 8 is hands down, without question, the best Mario Kart game available at this current point in time. Why? Quite simply, it's fun, it's addictive, has amazing multiplayer and online play, and most important, it has more content than you can shake a Starman at. It's very apparent to why Nintendo called this the deluxe version of Mario Kart 8. Not only did they bring back all the amazing content they had in the Wii U version, but they added so much more to the package as well, giving previous owners a reason to purchase the game again and live out the experience once more. As a project, clearly it didn't quite take the top spot for me, but the fact it landed in the top 3 is a testament to how much fun this game was to play with you guys. Honestly, one of the highlights of this year for me was the monthly Star Warrior Cups we did in the last third of the year, and is one of the main things I'm looking forward to in 2020 as well, as we continue that tradition strongly. This may be it for Mario Kart games on these lists, at least until Mario Kart 9 comes out, but I can surely say we close this backlog out on a bang. Oh my god. Son of a bitch, who hit me? Is that Koopa Troopa who hit me? Koopa Troopa, I thought I knew you better than that. Ah, damn it. Actually, you know what? Always carry a mushroom, guys. Always carry a mushroom. Picking a game for the number 1 slot this year was actually quite the challenge for me this time, as I think I had valid reasons for both of the remaining games on this list being there. I ultimately landed with Pikmin 3 taking the runner-up slot though, but I want to stress that this was not, by any means, an easy decision. Of the 3 big games I did this year, Pikmin 3 was probably the game I was the most nervous about, and that's mainly because before I started recording this game, I really only had played through the entire game once before, and the last time I played Pikmin on my channel was about 7 or 8 years ago, when I finished Pikmin 2. I didn't have the same confidence, the same knowledge base, or the same multitasking ability that I had for the prior two games, especially when it came to my unintentional no Pikmin death run of Pikmin 2, so I was by no means expecting a repeat of the same display of skill. However, none of that was really my goal with Pikmin 3, and I think that's probably what made the playthrough such a pleasure to record for you guys. There were also some pretty unique happenings, some funny ongoing jokes and gags, and I'm happy that you guys enjoyed my skits that I created for the captains whenever I forgot to check in with them. I will never claim to be a hilarious individual, but it feels good to know that my sense of humor isn't completely cringeworthy. This project was a lot of fun for me to record, and I look forward to covering the challenge mode content at some point in 2020. It got so close to getting the gold, so very close, but one other game had a slight edge for me. Those Pikmin, though, they put up one hell of a fight. Before we do, though, as usual, we need to check in. Because this is the check-in that we actually had in the last video, I'm going to go ahead and disable the audio and replace it with me singing the 1969 classic from David Bowie, Space Oddity. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition, and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to May. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. Before we get to the top 10, there is one more special mention I want to make, and that mention belongs to none other than the Mario Party 3 replay. Mario Party 3 just barely missed out on being on this list because it didn't quite finish before the end of the calendar year, and before I started making this video. Because of this, I didn't consider it for the ranking and left it out of the voting for the fan favorite. However, I've had an absolute blast recording this project so far, and some of the games I've had in this project really need to be seen to be believed, I'll just say that much. It really got me to be excited about recording each of the boards every week, just in the sole reason that I had no idea what to expect, and it seemed like each game always seemed to throw something new at me. If you haven't watched any of the project yet, I highly recommend it, and no fret, it will be on next year's list, without a doubt. The project I have selected for my 2019 Project of the Year is none other than The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. This is actually a game I had been looking forward to covering on my channel for a very long time. Not only is it one of my favorite Zelda games, but it's also one of those games where, much like Sonic Adventure 2, I was always up to the challenge of trying to 100% it, and looked forward to that undertaking when I eventually start covering it for my YouTube channel as well. Throughout the entirety of those summer months, I looked forward to my Wednesdays, because that was normally my recording day for Wind Waker. And there were times, literally, where I had to pace myself because I was on the verge of recording too much, and on the edge of burning out my voice and or gameplay in the process. When you have that much fun recording a game to the point where you don't want to stop playing, and are able to keep up that enthusiasm for almost an entire 4 months, I think that speaks a lot for the game and the project itself. Although it admittedly really helps when you're playing an amazing game like Wind Waker in the first place. It's an absolutely beautiful game, whether you are talking about the breathtaking HD port or even the classic GameCube version. I personally played the GameCube version of the game, and admittedly the graphics aren't as polished and are a bit dated now, and the lack of the swift sail and some other gameplay modifications definitely aren't doing the Cube version any favors, but I still enjoyed the game just as much as I ever did, and I think that factor holds a lot of water, no pun intended, when it comes to selecting a game for Project of the Year. If you can come out of a project loving the game just as much as you ever did, I think that's a sign of a great project on your hands. and that's why I have selected Wind Waker for my Project of the Year for 2019. Okay, so I have to wait till the wind to blow the right direction. I should do it. Oh, ooh, I'm sorry. I'm fine. That didn't really hurt. What was I saying? Oh yes, once more with the wind. Toss away, please. Oh, Medley, I'm so sorry. Fud. I feel so bad now. So we need to get here first. Then we throw after the wind faces the right direction. I actually really like this room. I mean, you'll definitely love this room if you've played Ocarina of Time. Because if you go around the room, you can actually see, like, all of the sages that are from Ocarina of Time. So over there was Nabooru, there's Ruto, Rauru, Saria, him. I don't think that's actually a sage. Goron, Impa, and yep, Nabooru, as I said before. I mean, I guess the 7th sage was technically Zelda, but, like, that didn't look like Zelda, unless I just wasn't looking correctly. I don't know. That guy. The legendary sage, that guy. Again, it's just nice that these sticks don't go out like they do in Ocarina of Time. Hold on, let me just try to get my foot in my mouth. Okay, no, I didn't actually do it. If I actually did that, you guys would want video proof so bad, I imagine. Well, guys, that's going to do it for my top 10 projects list of 2019. But before we go, we have one more honor to declare. You guys have been voting for the past week on what project will be the 2019 Fan Favorite Project of the Year, and it's time to reveal the winner of that honor. And after seeing the results myself, I think we have a very appropriate candidate. With 15% of the total vote, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, it's not too surprising seeing a Mario game get this honor, since you guys tend to gravitate more towards Mario games, as evidenced by my viewer top 5 being 60% Mario games. I can definitely make a case for Mario Kart 8 being the fan favorite, as I think it has brought the community together quite a bit for those monthly Star Warrior Cup tournaments I mentioned earlier. It's been a lot of fun doing those sessions every month, being able to interact with you guys through the stream chat, talking about recent events and gaming developments, and really just having fun playing Mario Kart. It's been an absolute joy having those events, and I'm glad that that's something I can share with you guys as we move forward into the future of 2020 and beyond. It also gives me a lot to look forward to in regards to creating my own Discord server as well, because then, just maybe, we don't have to necessarily wait a whole month in between those sessions. Here's the rest of the viewer top 10, and as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty much what I expected from the list. I was a little shocked to see Crash 3 score so highly, but aside from that, seems pretty standard of what I normally see from these lists every year. Damn though, you guys really like my Mario projects, don't you? And with that, I think it's about time we start to wrap up 2019 and make the move into 2020. What can we expect in 2020? Well, how about some Quest 64? With a side of Quest 64. And for dessert, how about another helping of Quest 64? Wait, no, that's not right. Hold on. Someone's been tampering with my script again. Let me fix this. Hold on. Let me find the right one. Ah, here we go. Okay, so 2020 projects. Truth be told, I haven't given too much thought about how next year is going to go, in terms of what projects I want to do and when I want to do them. I have lots of ideas on the table, and hell, for a period of time, I almost thought about doing something interesting, like one game for each of the 8 original Smash characters' original series, and I guess a couple of those characters have been overlooked for the past few years. Perhaps it's time to finally catch up with some of them, and maybe actually get started with a series that's so far been neglected completely. Not to say we're going to be only focusing on Nintendo, though. There's someone who has been waiting very patiently for his moment to shine, and after teasing his debut on the channel for the past 2 years, I think it's time to put him and his tools to work. And although it goes against every fiber of my being to not mess with the notion of time travel, I don't think there's going to be any avoiding it this year with what I have planned. Also, I have been reading the comments and all the tweets when it comes to upcoming project possibilities, and yes, I am aware that a good number of you are expecting a return to the Pokemon series at some point in time soon. I am not confirming or denying the possibility of Gen 3 in 2020, but I can confirm that it is on the horizon and will happen at some point. If not this year, then next year for sure. And if I have some time, maybe Quest 64, but who really wants to play that game? I hope those hints and revelations have whetted your appetite for the time being. I apologize if those really weren't the type of hints you were wanting or hoping for, if you are interested in what the future holds, but honestly at this point with my current upload schedule, I just really can't give any more info than that. And even then, I can't predict how preparation for these projects will go as we move forward into the year. One thing I can guarantee for sure though, is that the first project of 2020, although maybe not a new game, will be a very fresh take on a legendary classic. I've hinted at this project for a couple of months now, and I think it's going to be the way I'll start 2020's lineup. However, if you want more information on that, I encourage you to stay tuned for an update video I'll have at the end of the week, where I'll discuss when that project will start and what you can expect in the meantime. As far as other future project hints, I'm going to try and be a little more active on social media and the community tab on my YouTube channel, and for the future, I might be posting project hints and developments on a more regular basis through those mediums. So if I'm in between projects or coming close to the end of another project, keep your eye out for those posts and you might get some insight on what I'm currently working on for you guys. I know it's not much, but hey, it's something. But yeah, I think that's about it, so thank you guys for another exciting year, and I'll see you guys in 2020. Later, folks.